Hey Scorpios, I hope you guys are doing great. It's the Tipsy Intuitive here to do your spring equinox reading. We're going to take a peek at what's in store for you because spring is all about renewal, rejuvenation, planting seeds and getting them ready for the harvest. So we're going to start by pulling a couple of oracle cards to see what energy is surrounding this reading for you. Oh, and we have two that flipped out early. We have stillness and we also have gateway. And let's pull another and see what other energies are surrounding my Scorpio collective for this reading. And what we have is mutable moon. Nothing is yet set in stone. Ooh, okay. So, Scorpios, what I'm feeling right now is a sense of anticipation. But it's interesting because I almost feel like the path that you are on is not the path that necessarily makes you happy. It's not the one I think that you would have chosen for yourself. And it feels like there's an impulse to change, that there's something else. There's something that you're missing right now. And so what I'm feeling with this overall energy that's surrounding this reading is that there is a path forward, that there is an opening that will put you on the track that's truly meant for you. I don't know that you've given yourself time to actually sit and think about the possibilities that exist for you. But understand that there is something different. There's something that's more aligned with what it is that you truly want. And just because you are on this current path does not mean that you can't get off of this path and take a different one. But I feel like it's going to require you sort of sitting quietly, maybe doing some meditation, maybe doing some yoga or active meditation, whatever. But there seems to be a need for you to sort of quiet your mind because there are some messages that you're not receiving right now that I think could be incredibly helpful in your figuring out what path you actually need to be on in order to get what you want. Because I'm feeling a fair amount of dissatisfaction right now, Scorpio. But there's an opening. There are possibilities. I don't think that you've explored them. So don't feel stuck where you are. Do not feel stuck where you are because there's something better for you. There's something that's waiting. So the energy that's surrounding you during this spring equinox, we have the Queen of Wands. This is my card of sort of inspiration, of fire. And so it feels like for a lot of you Scorpios out there that there is something inside of you that's burning, that's like itching to get out. I just heard unleash the beast, but you haven't. And I don't know that you know how to unleash the beast right now because you're so stuck where you are. It's almost like the devil, it almost feels as though you're unsure about how to make those changes. And what we have clarifying the Queen of Wands, we have the Magician in reverse. So this is someone who has all of the tools that they need, but they haven't figured out how to use them yet. This is the card of manifestation. This is a card of, I want to say manipulation, but that has such a negative connotation. But this is someone who is able to use everything, all of the resources that they have available to them, and bend the universe to their will. And so I feel like you have all of these tools, but you haven't figured out how to use them in a way that sort of satisfies this feeling that you have that there's something different, that there's something more, that there's something better, that there's a different path that you were meant to be on. And so I feel like that's part of this stagnancy. It's like, well, how would I do that? How would I go about doing this? Now, something that's waking up for you right now, we have the Five of Swords. So this is my card of, a little bit of conflict, a little bit of turmoil. And I almost feel like this is not necessarily with anybody else. I feel like this is This is a fight that you're having inside of yourself. This is that inner battle, right? Where it's like, well, I'm on this path. I'm accustomed to this and yada, yada, yada. And, maybe I should just stay here. And then there's that other piece of you, this fire that's kind of in your belly that's saying, what the hell? I ain't trying to stay here. This is not where I'm supposed to be. Like, I don't know exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I damn sure don't know how I'm going to get there, but I know that this isn't it, because my higher self is telling me that there's something more. And so it feels like this battle is sort of coming to like this fever pitch where it's like you can't really shut it down anymore. This is something that you have to acknowledge, that you have to figure out. And what we also have is the 7 of Pentacles. So this is the card of planting seeds, and it's so appropriate for the springtime, right? Because this is when we plant. This is when we start planting. If you're a farmer or a gardener, this is when you start planting your crops. And then, in a few months, in the summer and the fall, is when you start harvesting them. So what's starting to awaken for you during this spring equinox is the planting of these seeds, right? Coming to this place where this internal battle results in you saying, okay, you know what? I'm gonna explore here, or I'm gonna see what this path might look like. How can I get there? What do I already have? What do I need? And so I feel like this is you starting to sort of tap into what your resources are, what you have available to you, the people around you, the opportunities, the skills that you have, and doing that sort of honest evaluation and saying, okay, well, I know how to do this, and this person can possibly help me, so maybe I can do this path. Or this is you saying, well, I think I would like to do this, but I'm going to need X. I'm going to need Y. I'm going to need to talk to this person, or, network with this group of people. So this is all about you figuring out what you need to do to get on this other path. Now, the opportunities that are lying ahead for you, and this card, super dope, we have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So the 5 of Pentacles upright is usually about feeling lack, feeling left out in the cold. You have it in reverse. Baby, you are going to be welcomed with open arms onto this new path. There's not going to be any loss for you, because this is where you were meant to be. Good Lord, those flew right on out, didn't they? So we have the 9 of Swords in reverse, and we also have the 6 of Cups in reverse. This is you not looking back. This is no stress. This is no anxiety. This is no worry. Where you may have been feeling some type of way about your current path, a little bit unsettled, right? Because of that feeling that was deep down inside of you. That's gone. With the 9 of Swords in reverse, that energy is gone, and you are moving forward. 6 of Cups upright is, it's my nostalgia card, right? It's thinking about the past, going back, revisiting, mulling over like what has happened to you before, where you were before. You got your foot on the gas. You are leaving a whole lot of stuff in the rearview mirror. You are not looking back. And it's going to be glorious. There's not going to be a lot of stress attached to your new path. So you don't have to stay where you are. You have the choice. You have the option. It's entirely up to you. And good gracious, how can you allow this energy into your life? We have the 8 of Wands. This is all about movement, and it's movement now. Like, baby, what are you waiting for? This feeling, this fire inside of you is too strong to keep ignoring. So start planting those seeds. You don't have to have all of the answers right now, but you have to start taking those first steps. What was that quote by Martin Luther King? Like, you don't have to see the entire staircase. Just take the first step. I probably butchered the shit out of that, but that's like, that's the gist of what he said. So you don't have to have the entire path figured out, but you do have to be willing to take that first step. And we have the Hermit that came out in reverse. This is not you sort of being in that shell, being just into yourself, by yourself, all of that good stuff. This is you, yes, being thoughtful, but coming out of that and taking some action. The Hermit is a very quiet and still energy. There's not a lot of movement there. So Spirit is telling you twice, get going. Get going, Scorpio. It's time for you to make some moves. If you don't want to stay on the path that you're currently on. So, final message from Spirit that came out for you. When I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know when or how it will happen. Now, Scorpios, didn't we literally just say like 10 seconds ago that all you have to do is take the first step? Even if you're not completely sure of what's next or what's going to happen a week or a month or a year from now, the only thing that you have to do is take the step and start planting these seeds. That's it. The universe will take care of the rest. But there's a gateway that's waiting for you, and it's not the path that you've been on. So take a minute and think it through and figure out whether or not you want to stay in this energy or move forward. But if you decide to move forward, understand that the universe got you. And good things are waiting. No looking back, no regrets. So I'm going to leave it there for you guys. I hope that this was helpful and I hope that it resonated. If it did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. But in the meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, and I am sending you all huge hugs.